Hey guys, how are you? My name is Brooke and thank you for coming on and watching me today. So I am gonna go ahead and just tuck my hair out of my face and we are gonna apply our makeup with brushes today. So I already have my moisturizer on. You wanna make sure you do have a base on your skin before you apply the makeup. And all I'm doing now is just shaking up our setting spray, and I'm just gonna go ahead and spray it on a damp sponge. And this Perfector sponge is such a great little tool. It comes in this adorable little tin, and this one is used. I use this one every single day, and I like to use mine damp. I like the way it blends better, and I like the way it applies the setting spray. So you can spray this directly on your face if you'd like. I just don't want it all over my hair, and you know, so this way it's very controlled on where it goes. Now you're gonna see my freckles are starting to come out as I spend more time in the sun. So this is a really good before. I always forget to take a before picture. So take a before picture. It's super fun to compare it. Especially if this is like your first time using the makeup, it's super fun to be able to compare. All right, so here we go. The first thing I am gonna do is use my 3D brush. And I like this brush because well, all of our brushes are double-sided, but this one does have like an angled, you can kind of see it has an angled side right there. And this has a medium density that I like to be able to use on my makeup. So I am gonna dip into my corrector color. And let me see if I turn this light on down here. Hopefully that doesn't change. I have a little mirror underneath me because sometimes the phone is just a tad too small to be able to see. So here we go. So I'm gonna put a little bit on the top of my eyelids just so my eyelids have a little bit of makeup on them. Sometimes they're just like translucent. They can pull a little bit of a reddish color if I'm really tired. And sometimes they just need a little bit of help. So you can see, just like that. I'm gonna come in just a little bit around my nose. I do like to do my upper lip, personal preference. Any blemishes or anything that you may have, you just want a little bit of extra coverage. Just kind of blend those in. And if you do have any sort of sunspots, you can kind of see I have some darkening with the sun. So you know, it is what it is. So it doesn't really bother me too much, but just for the purpose of being able to show you, you can really go ahead and cover anything you'd like. If you're needing to cover rosacea, if you have any redness, you may want to go ahead and try our Aspen contour for that. What I am using right now is Mango, and it's orange, which is so bizarre, right? So I am using this right here to go ahead and give me a little bit of correction that I need. So I'm just gonna throw some up here, just like that. You can see it just blends gorgeous right into your skin. Okay, there we go. All right, so when I apply with brushes, I like to do it a little bit more traditional. I like to go ahead and use the foundation as the base layer, if you will. The color that I use is Sandy, which is right here. So I am gonna dip in with the 3D brush, and I'm sort of gonna just like dab it all over. The makeup warms up to your skin. And so by kind of like dabbing it all over with the brush, it is just allowing it to sort of warm up. Now this is the color that's gonna match my neck. And I am a little bit tan, so don't worry about that. We're gonna make sure that we match that perfectly with Bella. And you can see I have some crazy tan lines going on here. It is baseball season, so just depends on whatever shirt, whatever team I'm cheering for that day. You guys know we're always outside, whether it's raining or sunny out, or gosh, we've had like the craziest summer so far. So lots of rain this summer here. All right, so there you go. You can just see it blends in so beautiful. Just like that. And this is just my main color. So it's a very natural look. I like to set it. I'm not gonna spray this again, so this is just my original damp sponge. And when I'm applying with brushes, I just like to kind of like set each, I hate to say layer because it's all one layer on your face. You barely have any makeup on. When I first started using the makeup, I definitely used too much, and I can look back now and I can tell. But sometimes it's kind of hard to be able to see that at first. Like you're just so used to having to cake on all the rest of your makeup to get the coverage you want. And you don't have to do that with this. So, all right, so I am gonna switch over to my detail brush, and we are gonna put some contour on. And I love this brush because it has this flat edge, which is really nice. The actual the whole circumference of this brush fits just so perfect, like right inside the tin, which is really nice. It's like a perfect size. And it does have this little tiny side, which I'm gonna use as well. So I'm gonna come in and we're just gonna kind of pull at the contour. And I'm gonna right at the bottom of this cheekbone here, if you will. And we're just gonna kind of throw that in just like that. This is going to lengthen your face. I tease, this is like Spanx for the face. So this is just gonna lengthen up your face, and we're just gonna kind of blend that in just like that. Don't over blend it. You're just gonna kind of flick up and back. This is such a great brush to use. So I'm gonna dip right in, and you can see I have like natural shadow going on, right? So all we're gonna do is just define this. Go right up to your ear, and we're just gonna define that shadow that's already there. Right across like this. And right onto the other side. Just like that. Now dip right in again, and we are gonna throw some on the top of your forehead. We're gonna put the roundness back inside of our face. And sometimes when I do contour, I go very dark. And sometimes I use something very light. This color that I'm using right now is this one right here. This is also the color I use for my eyebrows. This is Astoria. So see how dark it looks? And then when you put it on with your brush and you put it on your skin, you're like, oh, it's really not so bad. So do not be afraid of the color in the tin, because they're all going to blend so gorgeous. It's just gonna all blend so super gorgeous. So I like to do my contour first because I like to come in with my brightener and have that blend. That's why. I'm gonna dip on down that side, and I am gonna go straight down on my nose. This is one way to do it. I'm gonna show you another brush I use to do my nose too. So I like to do this with my contour because I like to go ahead and sort of make my nose appear a tad bit smaller than it really is. And I go in and I just kind of do this right on the very top of that. And you can use the little tiny side and sort of connect it, if you will, to your eyebrows, just like that. I have a little bit of like a sunspot right there, so it kind of throws that off, but I'm just gonna leave that. I'm not gonna blend that. All right, so since we have this brush, I'm gonna use this side, and we are gonna dip into White Peach today. That is the highlight I'm gonna use today. Sometimes I use June, sometimes I use Sunlit, sometimes I use White Peach. So it's kind of nice and fun to sort of mix and match. So if you are just starting out and you reached out and you have a color match, I am gonna go ahead and I am gonna match you with the exact colors to go ahead and use. Once you start playing, you can definitely reach out and grab a different contour. You can grab a different highlight. It's kind of fun to mix and match and play. But in the beginning, this can seem a little overwhelming. I promise you that it is so fun to apply and so super easy. Okay, so I'm putting this all in my T-zone. You're watching me where I'm going, so I'm gonna go right in the middle here, and I'm carrying that down and going right down the bridge of my nose. Put some right on my Cupid's bow, and I just kind of fan it out a little bit. And we're gonna put a little bit down on our chin, just like that. And I have it underneath my eyes, like kind of like that, and I have a little bit up top here. Just like that. It's a great little brush to be able to apply. So I'm gonna go back to my 3D brush. You can blend with any brush that you would like. I like to mix and match them all. So if I'm doing my forehead, let's do that first. I'm gonna use this big fatter side, and I'm gonna sort of like, see how beautiful that just sweeps out? And it's the brush, you guys. You should at least have this brush inside of your kit. It's just such a beautiful blended motion. Now you can come in underneath your eye, and you can also use the fat side and just sort of like dab. I don't wanna wipe away that mango. So you can come in and we're just brightening up underneath our eyes. You can also use this angled side and go nice and gentle, and you can do like a little bit of like a sweeping motion. So you will learn what works best for you. And every time you watch me, you're gonna watch me do something a little different. For some reason, like you pick up on something different every single time. Try something different every single time. You will find out exactly which way works for you. So let's do our chin and our Cupid's bow. There we go. All right, let's do our nose. So just like you, I love to sit and watch as well. And I watched this lady called Jessica, and she is one of the top artists inside of our company. And she happened to do a live and said, I love to blend my nose with a sponge versus a brush. And I kind of felt the way she did. Like sometimes I feel like the brush sort of like over blends it for me. And so I decided to go ahead and start giving this a shot. And I gotta say, I'm a little obsessed with doing my nose with the sponge. It's super fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and just set this. And this sponge is great. So it has like this like little point, so you can come right underneath your eye just like that. And then it has like this belly, which is really good, especially like when I go and I do my blush. And then it has like this fatter area on the end, and you can, that's just like great for your forehead and like down here. You're just kind of blending it in. And if you over blend and you want to apply more, go for it. If you need to blend more, go for it. This is not your traditional makeup. We may put it on traditionally this way, but this is not going to cake up the way you're used to. It's not going to cake inside of your wrinkles or anything like that, because this is my area of concern, that I always have makeup caked and around my nose for whatever reason. And this is going to give you that flawless coverage that you're looking for to feel beautiful, but you're not going to have like tons and tons and tons of makeup layered all over your skin, which is just, I can't stand that. So this is just like so awesome. All right, don't mind this, my little straps here. All right, so here we go. I am now gonna put on some Bella bronzer. We're gonna switch over to our blush and bronzer brush. And this is such a great brush. This is the side we're gonna use right now because it's so super fluffy, so it's perfect. And we are gonna dip into our Bella, and we're just gonna kind of dip in just like this, okay? So it's kind of like all over, and we're gonna kind of go in this sweeping motion and kind of apply it right where the sun is gonna hit us. So the sun's gonna hit you on the top of your cheeks and the top of your nose and on your forehead. Those are usually the areas where the sun is hitting us. So we wanna make sure, and I kind of always throw a little bit like on my brow right there. I feel like your brow bone definitely gets some color too. And I'm just gonna swirl. And I'm like super light-handed when I'm doing this. Okay, and I'm dabbing a little bit more, and we're gonna come down here to our neck and just make sure that this all blends together gorgeous, just like that. You can tell I was outside at baseball today. These will be fun to watch back in the winter. I'm like, oh, I wish I was tan again. All right, and let's just go ahead and we're just gonna apply a little bit more here. Just a little bit more Bella. So the great part is you can build this up, right? So I started with just a couple of like dabs inside. And now all I'm doing is just kind of going back and just getting exactly the color that I want. And you can see how natural it is. Now, if you do have on a shirt like this and you are trying to get rid of some of these tan lines, you can come through super easy and you can start fading any of those lines that you'd like, and that way it's not so bright. Like especially on your back, you know, like if you have like a razor back and then you're trying to get rid of that because you have a wedding, you just have somebody go ahead and help you. And then you can just like really work that and make that work if you need to, which is like so great. This is not like your powder foundation. If this is the first time that you are using a matte bronzer, you're going to love it. I've never used a matte bronzer before, and I've never used it cream. Now, if you do like to have that shimmer that bronzer has, there is an illuminator called Glow, and you can put that over as well. And I like to come in and swirl it like this, and you can go ahead and you can give yourself like the most beautiful glow. Well, that's the name of it. You're gonna give yourself this beautiful glow. Our illuminators are, sometimes I like to come in like right here, like right on your, you know, because that always has like a little bit of a glow to it. A little bit on your nose, a little bit on your chin, just like that. Okay, let's put some blush on. We are gonna use, let's see, what color are we gonna use today? Maybe I'm gonna do Dahlia today. I've been a tiny bit obsessed with this color, and it matches my little sundress that I have on. So I'm gonna come in and I'm just gonna do like a couple of pounces, and I'm gonna come in right on the top, and you can see that color. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm loving this color. It is so fun to play and pick different colors out, I'm not gonna lie. It is so fun. And I usually take whatever's left and I just kind of pounce a little bit right here. Now, if you need to go darker, just go ahead, dip again, come back in, and go right over the top. If you want to go lighter, you can blend this, or you can take your sponge. And I like to at least take my sponge and go like over the edges, and that way it is just blended, like there's no rough edges, right? It's just very natural, especially when I sit back, it's just very natural, very soft. Now we are gonna take the blend brush, again, two-sided. We are gonna dip into, which one do I wanna do? Maybe Photoshop. We're gonna dip into Photoshop slightly. See that? One little dip. And we are just going to brush this right on the top of our cheeks. And we are just gonna give ourselves just this perfect little glow. I'm gonna do one more over here, and we are just gonna add a little bit like that. And I'm gonna sweep one more time in and just put a little bit right there for that perfect glow. Little goes a long way, you guys. This makeup lasts so long because you use such a little amount, which is great. All right, well, since I have you here, we might as well just complete our eyes really quick, right? So what we are gonna do is we are gonna go into the Vanilla Dust setting powder here, and I'm gonna use the eyeshadow brush. And we are just gonna coat our lids with this. If you have oily lids, or in the summer, I like to do this as like just a base. I don't always do it, but it is such a great little trick, especially if you have oily lids. All right, there we go. And let's do our eyebrows really fast. We're just gonna brush them like that. And I'm gonna dip into that Astoria. So that is my contour. So I'm gonna dip right in there. And I'm just gonna fill in my brows. Now my brows are, I use this serum, which is really great. If you're looking for something, reach out and let me know. I do use this serum that I do sell, and it helps fill in my brows and it helps my eyelashes grow. And so I barely have to fill in my brows, but I will tell you, just filling in some of the missing links makes a huge difference. It is a huge game changer for your face, for your look. There we go. just like that. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but it makes a huge difference when you fill in your brows. All right, there we go. All right, so let's put a little bit of eyeshadow on. So we are gonna use Sabrina, and Sabrina is a beige color that just has a little bit of shimmer to it. So we're gonna just use that. And that's gonna be our transition color. And then we are gonna go over to, let's see, what color should we use today? I think I'm gonna dip into Leo. Leo or bird, Leo or bird. Or Bubba, I think that's Bubba. I think I'm gonna dip into Leo. So we're gonna dip into Leo today. And we are gonna throw this crazy orange color on our lid. Just coat the whole bottom of the lid and go all the way up. I have a hooded eye, so when I am putting my eyeshadow on, I do go up to the lid. And that way, or up above the lid, I should say, that way when my eyes are open, you can see the color. So just like that. Okay. I was so afraid of this color when it came in. I was like, I'm not so sure I'm loving that color. And then I start using it for eye looks, and I'm obsessed. This is Zion. Zion is a favorite of mine. I'm gonna dip with the fluffy side here. I'm gonna throw that in the corner. And I'm gonna carry that right over the top into that crease. We're just gonna darken this right up. Kind of swirl it around and sort of windshield wiper it back and forth. You are contouring your eyes is what you're doing. So just take your time, go back and forth, and you can see I have a very light hand when I'm doing it, and I'm just putting that deep burgundy color in there, and I'm just blending it out. When in doubt, blend it out. Such a corny like little saying, right? But if you're stuck in a situation, you're gonna think of it. So I'm gonna dip into the little tiny side, and I'm just gonna carry a little bit underneath my eye. Just like that. All right, now I wanna darken this up and deepen this up a little bit more. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna dip inside Trust. And that is this brown color right here. I'm gonna use the little tiny side of this brush, and I'm gonna put this right on the edge over where that Zion is, and we're gonna come right into that crease. So what I'm gonna do is sort of change the look and really like deepen this up, right? And I'm gonna do it to the other side, putting it right on the corner and just pulling it right into that crease, whatever is left. Okay, and then I'm gonna take the fluffy side and we're gonna blend it back and forth. And I'm gonna blend the crease in and go back and forth right there. Or blend the outer edge, I'm sorry. Blend that outer edge in like this and go back and forth where the crease is. And you just keep blending it until you get the look you want. So if you want it to be a little softer, you just come down and you blend it more. If you want to go more dramatic, you can totally go more dramatic. So I'm just gonna carry that brown color down too, if you will. So you can see it just sort of darkened it right up, right? Okay. So now let's put a little bit of fun into this. So we are gonna go in, and actually I cannot remember the name of this one for whatever reason. So I'm gonna use an old tin top and pop this little tile out so I can tell you the name of it, because these little guys are all magnetic. Soulmate. I always forget the name of this one because it looks just like that one. Actually, let me see the name of that one. So I like, they're different when they're on, but they look the same in the tin, and I can't get this one out. I can't get that one out. I'll just have to share that one with you after the fact. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the center point of our eye and we are going to apply that. Hang on, I just wanna blend this a little bit more real quick. We're gonna take the center part of our eye right here, and that is where we are gonna apply the shimmer. But what we are gonna do first is we are going to take our smudge brush, which is right here, and we're gonna dip back into our highlight color. So I'm gonna actually use Moonlit for this, which is like a really bright highlight. And I'm gonna dip in and just very gently tap some of that highlight on there. I want this to stick out and make a little bit more of a statement. So I'm just gonna do this little tiny half moon section right in the beginning of my eye. So this is like a little tiny trick. See how it just brightened it right up? Now I'm gonna go back to my eyeshadow brush. We're gonna dip into Soulmate and we are gonna put that, look at that. Isn't that so fun? It just brightens it right up. So we're just gonna apply a little bit right there, right in that center, that little half moon, right over the Moonlit. Just sort of dab it on. And now we're gonna take the fluffy side and we are just going to blend it back and forth. So we're gonna blend in, and then I just kind of blend back out again. Just like that. See the way it all just blends gorgeous? This just brightened it up. So even though I have all this like deep, dark, like outer edge, now I have this gorgeous center area that is almost like contouring your eyes. You're bringing it forward, and this is just gonna bring my eyes and make them look more awake. So I'm just gonna deepen up this dark section right here. So I'm all matchy-matchy. And that's it. All right, let's do a corner pop. I'm gonna use Glamazing for that. I love to use the powder illuminators as eyes. It's like one of my favorite. And the Glamazing is definitely a favorite of mine. I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that right inside my corner pop. My little secret to making your eyes more awake. Darken up your outside edges and brighten up your inner edges. When you do the two, you're gonna notice huge difference when you go ahead and put your mascara on. And then all I do is just blend this into this. And just blend it in, just like that. There we go. All right, all we need now is to put mascara on and then we are done. So just take your favorite mascara, whatever that is. I am obsessed with this, I have like something on my cheek and I can, don't you hate that when you can kind of see it when you look down, but I cannot get it. So I use this 4D Fiber mascara and I'm obsessed with it. So if you would like that link, reach out. I've been using this since January and I love it because it's buildable mascara. So you can go back on and do another layer and you can make your lashes longer if you would like, which is just so fun. And then I have zero issues getting it off at night. So I don't love waterproof mascara. I feel like it rips out my lashes. But this actually holds up. Like it holds up, like I was, I was crying once on video actually on my page and happy tears. And this makeup, this mascara had lasted and right through all of that. So I was really impressed. There we go. So I feel like once I do my mascara, I feel like it changes the entire eye. So here's a little trick. come in like this and just do this little tiny part right here at the end. Oh, don't do that. Let that dry. We'll fix that. But if you come in and do this little tiny section, what it does is it lengthens your eye out that way, and it gives it that illusion of like a cat eye without doing the liner. Because you either love the liner or you don't. I use eyeliner, but I don't use it very often. I certainly don't use it every day. Oh my gosh, look at what a mess I am. Well, I guess this is good. I'm gonna show you guys how to fix all that. That's because I'm looking down and trying to look into my phone. So, but hey, this is actually really good because I'm not even stressed about it at all. Now, if I had on my old makeup, this would be a nightmare because if I went to go wipe that off, trying to fix powder is a disaster, right? It is a disaster. It's impossible. And then what you end up doing is you end up putting more on the other side, and look at how it changed my eyes, right? All right, I need to fix those blobs. So I'm just gonna do like this little shimmy shake. I love this mascara. It's so pretty. All right, let's fix this mess before we hang up. So what I am gonna do is I am gonna come in with my spoolie and see if I can sort of scrape this off. This is like right underneath my eye. So it's cream makeup. So basically, I'm gonna come in with my finger on this one right here and just wipe that right away. Look at that. That one's gone. And let's see, underneath my eye, I don't really mind it. So I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm just gonna work with that in my favor and put a little bit over here. That little oops turned out to be kind of cool. Look at that. So you can even wing this out even more if you want to take your dark and you can make it just like that. You can make your eyes even more bold if you wanted to. You just come back through and just darken up those corners even more. And you can even put more blush on, or you can leave it just like this. I think I'm just gonna leave it just like this because I think I'm totally loving it. So thank you guys for watching me. Let me know if you have any questions. Reach out if you haven't submitted your selfie yet. I don't know what you're waiting for. Send that selfie over. Let's find out what you are matched with. You are going to love putting this makeup on. It is so super fun. This is just one way to do it. And let me know if you guys apply with brushes. Let me know what your favorite brush is and which way you love to apply. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.